But let's talk about commercials.
Let's talk about commercials.
Because that is, look, no matter what, the Super Bowl commercials are like a thing. And you end up watching them all, and they are a big deal. They put up so much money. There's so many celebrities involved. What did you think of this year's crop?
Weird.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had to distill it down to one word, it would just be weird. Like, it was such an odd mix, even when you have one brand that's sending such a totally mixed message, where it's like Nationwide is like, isn't Mindy Kaling hilarious? Here's Matt Damon, dead kid.
Right.
It was like, what is going on? Like, did you guys not focus group these? I mean, it is so expensive to buy that ad time.
Hugely expensive.
Hugely. I mean, that's a massive investment. And so normally when you're going to do something like that, a company will really focus group it.
Right.
Which means, if you guys don't know, it means basically like you go and you hire a marketing company to test the waters.
Yeah. See, how would you react to?
How would you react to? And I can't believe that no one reacted as the entire internet did, with completely being appalled.
Yeah, it was just a really weird, because look, it's not to say, I mean, there were a couple of things I think we both really liked that were sort of, you would say, public service announcements.
Sure.
But because they were so specifically kind of announcing from the get-go, here's what they are, or even the one that was about domestic abuse, which was very very startling but strong. The Nationwide one was so weird because it went, people were joking, it's like this M. Night Shyamalan, twist to it. It was very strange approach.
It's like, I am dead people.
There's like CGI cooties and this whole,
Because it's very whimsical and playful. I mean, this is the other thing too that's odd to me about that commercial, everything. But this piece of it is particularly odd. Obviously I think that people are turned off because they're trying to sell a product.
Yeah.
They're trying to scare people into buying insurance for their children's impending death.
Right.
So that's A. But two is that it had this very whimsical quality, and then the kid's like dead and then it just shows this you just picture this dead, drowned kid in a bathtub immediately. But then also, when it was like looking at all the adventures he could have had in his life, they were like very dangerous things to do. You know what I mean? He was like soaring on the high seas in the middle of
he was gonna die one way or the other.
Crashing waves. They were gonna kill him no matter what.
Right.
Like with a dog who obviously would have been thrown off and drowned. I mean, it was like it was such a mixed message.
What's great about this modern day and age, and I will say, usually I do watch the Super Bowl like for the commercials. Literally, I was just jet lagged and whatever, and but I was watching Twitter, and I see these reactions, and I'd like look at the ads after. So that one was hysterical because everyone went crazy, and then instantly, in this day and age, everything is gonna be instantly a meme and turn into things. So I even did some snarky tweets about it, and I was very quickly followed by and retweeted by the Nationwide Dead Kid Twitter that someone had just
immediately
instantly grabbed and started. So yeah, it's again, because like you said, it's like this is such a big deal, it's such a big stage, everyone's gonna see it. It is just kind of shocking that it got through, because it's like someone is either losing their job or will just never be hired again by Nationwide.
Well, but Nationwide made that call.
There had to be so many levels
of people that are in trouble today. I mean, everybody made a really stupid call.
Someone made the pitch, first of all, but then people were like,
Yeah. I mean, and it is a funny, delicate balance because, okay, first of all, I was watching it live and I really was genuine. I didn't know that the rest of the world would share my shock, but I really was like, are you insane?
The
minute that happened. And it had followed the Cats in the Cradle commercial. So I was like, spend time with your kids, Dad, because they're going to be dead soon.
Right. Well, there was like, Dad almost died. There was multiple commercials with like people missing limbs with prosthetics, which again were sending very positive messages, but it was still a weird, again, these companies aren't talking to each other, so it was coincidence, but it's like, what's in the air this year that so many Super Bowl commercials are taking this weird lean,
grim sort of tone? I don't know. I mean, and I wanted to circle back to what you were saying, which was that domestic violence ad. It's kind of sad that they get lumped together, which is what I've seen. Like, no, we have to hear about dead kids and domestic violence. Okay, wait, two very different things. First of all, Nationwide, again, is selling a product. That was a public service announcement on what I had read was actually one of the highest, that day is one of the highest incidents of domestic violence, which is why they put it on the air. And then it's why they put it on the air in that way. It was a super effective campaign, and I think it would stand out if it wasn't set against all this other insanity.
Right.
Which is too bad. And then there was also the Like a Girl campaign.
Right, it's a little mixed there because it's always, so they are selling a product. But the credit I would give them is they present what they're doing from the beginning of that commercial.
Yeah.
So it's not like the Nationwide where it's that, again, that twist. Like,
Yeah.
that kid you've been following has been dead the whole time. Like, the Always one, like, starts from the very beginning to be like, we're kind of showing you this, you know, this story of these girls and the messaging and whatnot.
Yeah, and I think it's a really effective
No, it's great.
campaign. I mean, it is funny that it's always, I had a friend of mine tweet, you know, I think I'd like my feminist ads a little better if they weren't, you know, connected to menstruation, but I'll take what I can get, just like with my rights.
Right. And then, you know, with the, you know, and the rest, I guess, you know, this wasn't a great year though, because even the celebrity ones, like, they were okay ones, but and I think the Liam Neeson one was particularly funny
awesome.
as far as using his persona. Like, I liked the Walter White one, but it wasn't like amazing. It wasn't like, oh my God, what they did with it.
Yeah, the Esurance one, it's interesting because I did like the Walter White one too. I almost found the Lindsay Lohan one like disturbing.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, but she really is, like, Walter White's a character, so it's kind of okay to make that joke. But Lindsay Lohan really is that dangerous mess who will crash her car and be on all these drugs.
Right.
Like, it's not that funny, you know? It's kind of sad to me. That one I thought was really weird. I think my favorite in terms of the fun commercials was the Liam Neeson one. I thought that was a good time.
It was very funny, like taking, again, someone's persona, using it in a very funny way for an unusual, you know, the obviously the mundane, like having Liam Neeson in that situation, it worked very well. And Pac-Man was just kind of fun as far as like, I wish that would happen to me.